Trading can be very hard, guys. It can be very difficult, but at the same time, it can be very easy. And the easy I'm talking about is when you want to make it easy for yourself. Is if you want to make it easy for yourself. That's what I just realized in this past week. This week I just passed. That you can actually make trading easy for yourself. They used to say consistency is the name of the game. Because you used to hear the traders always saying consistency is the name of the game, consistency, consistency. I'm not only in trading, in every field, in every endeavor you are in. And truly, guys, it's consistency. You need to consistently be doing what you're doing, whether you know what you're doing, whether you don't know what you're doing, you just have to continue doing it. And at the same time, also trying to get something from that consistency. Not you're just there doing the same thing, hoping one day it's going to change. No, that's not what I mean. I mean doing the same thing, trying to see how you can improve in that thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Doing the same thing, trying to see how you can improve in that thing that you're doing. All right. Because I was just last week I was in a drawdown in my life account and I was able to bring it back to pass my drawdown to the balance back past my drawdown. Let's just keep it at past my drawdown because the balance of is not as if I brought it back almost just a little bit above the balance. I just brought it back out of the drawdown. Let's leave it like that. And guess what? I didn't change anything. I didn't change anything. I just literally just continued doing what I was doing the previous week and the previous month, and that was it. I made mistakes the previous month. Sorry, last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks. Last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, I made mistakes and I improved in them. Then this, I tried not to make the mistakes this week, and I saw the the outcome, and was bringing back my listing from drawdown. And I know this is just the normal thing everyone's been hearing. You've always been hearing consistency, consistency. Guys, it's true, man. Consistency in everything you're doing, you have to be just be consistent in it. All right, I really believe in trading very well. Before I'm someone that before I engage in anything, I would first of all do my due diligence and research on that thing very, very well. I will do my due diligence and research on that thing absolutely well if I engage in it. All right. I'm not the kind of person that just used to go whatever is trending, I just jump in. Before I even get into a trending thing. That's why I've not really followed prey to like all these Ponzi schemes. Because I always do my due diligence first. Before I engage in anything, I must research about that thing. And I've researched about trading and I have in my research I've found out that trading is actually a real thing. It's something that you can actually know and get. You can actually do and earn a living from it. It's a career path, all right. But it's not a very common career path. But trading is a career path, and this is my advice to you. You guys are probably thinking that trading is just one of these things that I know the youth are just doing, but it's not real. They're going to it's going to somehow eat their money and you know deal with them somehow. But look at it this way, guys. This is how to know if something is real. If some not real, if something is worth pursuing. First thing first is to know are the people that have done it. That's the first thing. Who are the ones that have done it? How many people have done it? If it's just one person, run. Leave that thing. Now, this is somehow controversial, like me saying you for you to run from something that because only one person have done it. But this is a way for people that probably don't want to just go into something they're not sure about or are scared to do something new. If it's just person, leave it. For people like us, even though it's one person, we might as well try. But some people that don't, they won't be okay with that. So if it's one person, leave it. But when you've seen a number of people do this thing, and forget about online. Online, a lot of people lie online. I mean, physically, you've met a lot of people that have done this thing physically, and you've seen results for them because I've met a lot of people. The person that taught me, my peers, not my let me just say my peers, like people I know, I seen them change their life. They were here before, and then because of trading, they are here. Now they're not see that so rich, but They're even better than me. They're able to get themselves nice things and live a little bit of comfortable life that a lot of people do not cannot live. A lot of people in Nigeria cannot live. I mean, you have your own apartment. All right, a lot of people are still really struggling to paying your own apartment, living in a very nice, comfortable place. Have a good, you're eating well. You can transport. You have a nice vehicle to transport yourself, all from trading. Now the vehicle is not these really crazy Lambos and Rolls Royce. Just a simple Corolla 2012, 2013 Corolla, or 2011 Corolla. But it's something, guys. How many people can afford a car? Those 2013, those things are very expensive. You were thinking it's a 2013 car. You're like, only 20, how can you be like a 2013 car? What is that? Gaga price a 2013 car in Nigeria here. You see, they'll be talking about is around 10 million naira for you. Be like, why is this car is old? Why is this expensive? Well, that's the reality we see ourselves in trading. But that's by the way, like, so that is the first thing first is to are the people that have done it? How many people have done it? Forget about the online space. Look at the reality, like people like meet people. All right, that's the very very first thing. Now the second thing is that has this kind of thing been really have it been can it be passed down? Can someone teach somebody and someone will learn it? Because this is the most important thing. Just these two things. It's just these two things. Now, if there was only one doctor in this world, and that doctor could not teach any other person how to be a doctor, I don't think I will advise him not to go and be a doctor. But if that thing can be taught to somebody and someone will get it and see some benefits from it, that's the second thing. Then that thing is real. Yes, it's real. Like you can come to me and I teach you trading, and then you'll be able to trade and also make money that I'm making too. You can see it happen countless times. You can see a lot of people do their mentors will tell you this person taught them. You will see a father teaching the daughter how to trade. And the daughter will grow up and say, "Oh, my father taught me how to trade." This one guy is a follow on Instagram. Her name is Tori Trade, something like she's an American. The person that taught her how to trade was a very popular trader in the United States. The person that taught her how to trade was her uncle. And she always keeps saying her uncle taught her how to trade, her uncle taught her how to trade, her uncle taught her how to trade. And you can really see videos of her uncle. She said her uncle taught her and her sister how to trade. And you can really see videos of her and her uncle with a sister teaching trading. You really see the charts. And you see that, but you can also know that this video is actually quite old, that this person actually taught this person this thing. That means this knowledge can be passed down. First thing first, how many people are doing this thing? And how many people have been successful in it? Why doing this thing? The second thing, can this knowledge be passed down to somebody and the person will also get the same benefit that you're getting? If those three things are the answer is yes, then you can get into that kind of thing. I didn't really plan this video. I just decided to just talk it raw like that. That's why you don't really see it being very it's not I would say it's not organized somehow. I'm just bluntly telling you about what is just coming to my head. I'm just saying it out to you guys. But I believe everything I'm saying are very, 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 very informative and educative. So those are the few because I pointed out to you how to know something is real. Because if not, you will just be sowing seeds to an unfertile soil. Because all we are doing in this life is sowing seeds. In whatever endeavor you're doing, we are sowing seeds. The school you're going to, the business you're doing, all of them are all seeds you're sowing. And you have to question yourself, what soil are you sowing to? What kind of business are you sowing to? Because believe me, that business you do, I can tell you that this business is not going to take you anywhere. You're going to stay here 20, 15 years and nothing will come out. Believe me, you will like be as hardworking as shit. Like be as hardworking as a bee, a honey bee. Be as diligent as whatever can be as diligent as that. You're not going to see anything from that. Same thing with school, university. There are courses that listen, this course you're studying is not going to take you anywhere. Now a lot of people say, yes, this person. How many people do study something? Not all these like professional courses because the professional course that's what they call the professional courses. The the medicine, engineering, law, and the rest of them, accounting. These are professional courses. Why don't they call the rest professional courses? The simple is that they're not professional. So a lot of courses that I know very study, you're not going to see. This is not going to better your life at all because that whatever you're studying you're sowing a seed. You're sowing a seed. And you need to be sowing to a fertile soil. Just think about it. Imagine carrying seeds, mango seeds, and going to get to plant in the desert. What are you really doing? Are you really planting? Are you mixing sand with seeds? The answer is that you're mixing sand with seeds because we all know that the desert soil is not fertile at all. We all know that the desert soil is not fertile. So is it not like waste of time? So whatever endeavor you're doing, try to do research on that endeavor before you get into it. Now it doesn't mean that because you did that you're going to win automatically, but it gives you, at least you are aware of the risk. You are aware. It's nothing as much as you are aware of this thing than you were not aware. You were just there. Well, you are aware that okay, this is the potential of this thing. This is the probability of this thing playing out. Okay, if I do this, I do X, Y, Z, if I work this hard, if I do this, how will this thing play out? What's the probability? Because everything you are doing is what is the probability game. Your marriage, your job, your everything is all probability. Nothing is guaranteed actually. Nothing is guaranteed. All right. But what we work in is probably what's the probability of this thing playing out? All right. So then, and what are the things that make my probability be higher, my chances be higher? For example, now you want to be what do I say? Freaking kind of what can I say now? You want to work in, you know, company. I say you want to work with a very big company. Let me know. I don't know any company to say now, but a big company, a very famous company. One of the things, those companies will have things that, oh, if you have this, your probability of getting a job will be higher. Probably could be a degree. And it could not only be a degree, maybe you've worked in a very, your experience will also be a probability, be part of the probability, your chances. And other things, your age is part of it. Because I know very well that in the workforce, they usually like younger people and older ones. So you're around that 50, you're likely not to be employed. 60 or 50, 60 years, person should be looking for work. But let's say in Nigeria, where 60 years to define work. So 50, maybe you're 50 or your late 40s, you're likely not probably going to get a job. Or let's say you're in your early 30s, your late 20s, you're likely to get, it's just probability, chance, things that come up together to increase your chances. All right, confluences, as we say in trading. So whatever it is you're getting into, you should be very sure. You cannot be very sure, but you should do your due diligence. That's the word for it. That's the sentence for it. Research about that thing for engaging in that thing. And I have done it in trading. Man, I really I research a lot. I've done it in trading, and I've seen that trading is worth it, and it's going to work for me. Because why did I say it's going to work for me? Because it's already it's manifesting a little bit. I'm better than I was yesterday. When I say yesterday, I don't mean yesterday being Saturday. I mean yesterday, like in the past. Before I wasn't seeing any naira. I wasn't seeing any money, any dollar. But now I'm seeing a couple of dollars. At least in a week, I see 10, $20. That's little. In naira, that is like $20 is like 6,000 naira in a week. People are working. People. I was passing a certain restaurant, Chicken Republic. Let me just call it name, Chicken Republic. And I saw one very elderly woman. She was a security. I'm like, what are you going to be paying this woman here right now? And like, you can tell that that person should be a mother. At that age, I don't know if she's a mother, but at that age, that kind of person is usually a mother. I was married, I was had children, wearing lenses. And I'm like, how much are you going to pay this woman now, right now? It's definitely going to be above 50. The highest will be 50,000 naira. And then I reflect to myself. Now I'm saying that I'm better than woman, but in fact, I don't know what I'm saying, but you can tell that I made 36,000 in a week. I make like least as 36,000 naira in a week. Man, I'm missing the month. I make more than that woman would make it because I definitely going to pay that woman in a month. So, but that's aside. So, yeah, in summary, try to know what you're engaging in. Try to be very don't try to be too short because if you try to be short, that means you want to be God, you want to know the future because you cannot really know the future of this thing. But try to have a high probability. Try to increase the probability of these things working out from your own doings, from your research, and from maybe other things, maybe spiritual, and all that kind of things. But always try to do your due diligence to research on something. Whatever it is you want to get into, your marriage, pray, Look at this person, experience with this person, say everything with this person, so as to know very much about this person. It's about knowing about the thing you want to get into, the marriage you want to get into. It's about your spouse. Know about your spouse, your fiance. Know about how he very well. You get me? Same thing with your business. Know about a business very well. That's what they said it. That he knows his business head to toe. He knows he's a farmer, he's an agricultural guy. Same thing. Trading is trading, know about trade. Don't just get into something, because that's why a lot of people get into trading and come out and say it's scam. It's those people that just rush into, they don't do research on things, they just rush into something and then they see the bad side of the thing. I probably know definitely it's always the bad side that's come first before the good side comes. In everything, even when you go to school, you first go through the suffering before you now finally achieve your certificate. Everything is always the bad thing that will come first, then the good one will come. Because you have to, in this, it's not my fault that we found ourselves in a world whereby everything needs sweat. You need to really work for everything. Nothing comes easy. So first of all, you see the bad side of it before you see the good side of it. So a lot of people come into trading, they see the bad side of the trading, and they're like, "Wow, this is scam." But they don't know that this is the same thing amongst every other endeavors. When you get into video editing, you first see the bad side of video editing, how stressful it can be, how you cannot see work clients your first days, your first months, years even. And even as a programmer, how difficult it can be at first. But as time goes on, it gets easier. As I said, you guys, I'm not spilling out what I'm here. I'm just giving this a raw video. I'm just saying it out, spilling out like that. All right. So that is what you should do. First, know what thing. I'm just giving a summary. I like to always remind people. So like try to. That's how I teach. First, do how many people have done this? How successful are they in it? And the last thing is, can this information be passed out to somebody and the person will see results as you? So can someone actually teach somebody? Get me? So yeah, that's it. That is it. So initially I was talking about consistency if I got into all these things. So that is it about what I just said. And it's about consistency. Keep doing the same thing, trying to improve in it. Because I've really improved. I've been training the same way for a long time, but I can tell you that it's not the same for that long time. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I've been improving in it very, very well. And every trade I called out this week, all of them all played out. Even the ones that hit my stop loss, but they all played out before. Probably they all played out. Probably after they hit my stop loss, they played out. I prefer it when markets hit my stop loss. After it hit my stop loss, it played out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. My analysis was correct, but probably my entry was wrong or my timing was wrong, because those are actually simpler things to solve. All right. Than when you call a trade and hit your stop loss and continue just going down. You're like, what the fuck? Like you're totally wrong. You get me? It's not really something to consider, but I just prefer it that way. I prefer marking my stop loss and then revert. I'm like, okay, probably I was used at 50. I need to next time, time my entry. I know my model. I just time my entry or keep my stop loss in the right place. But sometimes what I found in my trading is when I don't keep my stop loss in the right place, that's when I always get stop loss. When I try to, because most times I try to always want to get 1:2, a good 1:1 reward ratio. Because of that, my stop loss will be tight, a little bit tight. I used to make my stop loss big, but a little bit tight. I'll make it a little bit tight, and my find market hits my, or not keep it in the right place, which is usually below previous structure. And I'll find market or previous structure. I'll find market sweep me, kick me out then before heading my direction. So I always try to get a very good entry, and that's why I'll keep improving it, because right now for the past week or past months, I've not been really giving myself. Even though I'll hit TP, but I've not really put my stop loss where they need to be. All right, so I always constantly see myself being stopped out first before then head into my direction. And that's because probably I'll be impatient. I want to enter because I think the market is going, and I'll keep my stop loss where it's not supposed to be. But if I waited, a market came to that place I anticipated for it to get to, I'll get a good entry and a good stop loss. You need to have a good stop loss and a good entry. You can time those two things, you're profitable. You're going to head to profitability, a good entry and a good stop loss. All right. So consistency, be consistent with it, try to improve in it, and you'll see progress. So guys, that is it about what I'm talking about. Let's get to the chart and I'll show you guys what I'm looking out for the trade I took. I'll show you the trade I took or what I'm looking out for the week or both. So thank you very much guys for seeing these points, and peace out. All right guys, welcome again to the chart, and I'm just going to show you guys the trade I took for the week and how all of them all played out. I predicted the UK 100 to go. I don't know, the stock market is really, really rising. I predicted the UK 100 to really climb much higher, and indeed it climbed much higher. You can see, though this was last week, last 2 weeks, I became very uncertain on this trade because it kept ranging, and I don't like ranging markets. So I missed out on all these moves. But you still get the opportunity. But man, see, one thing I don't really like trading when markets are so very high. A lot of traders actually don't like trading and don't like trading stock market when they have like high above, when they're almost all time high, because you don't really know where to, keep your stop, your TP. All right, you don't know where it's going to get to. So because I like to trade with structures, I like to see the next profit target, or the next structure, or the next liquidity area. I like to see all those things. But when I'm not seeing it, it's hard for me to take place and trade on that. So why I'll be able to trade this one was because why I was looking to take a trade in this area was because at least I can see the next high. This is the next high. So this is the next place market likes to get to, and you can see it actually got there. All right, it actually got here. This place right here, it actually got there. But when cases like where there's no next high, like gold right now that is not showing next high, it's hard. But except maybe in a lower time frame, so you'll be able to see. I need to see the next structure. Like for me to take a trade here now, all right. Where if you sweep back, you cannot see the next structure because it's the all-time high. You don't know where it's going to really get to. So I just usually leave on the trade. But if market comes back and then it tests the support zone, I'm like, okay. So let's say market pulls back like this, and then at least I'll know that this is a support. This is a support resistance that is going to turn support, and so therefore I'm now going to take a trade here because I know that it's a support area. I know what happens in support areas, so I'll now look to take trade to at least above here, which is the previous high. But when there's no previous high, it's always very hard. So you can see market still went up very well. And then another trade I looked out to take was I took this week, previous week was the US 2000. You can see, this is the next high. I took the trade here, but I closed the trade because yeah, it was moving too slow, and I was not more very. I just wanted to close. I was tired of holding the trade. I think I was tired for the day, so I just wanted to close the trade and go and rest. Because when I'm on trade, my mind is not at rest. That's the thing about trading. My mind is not at rest. Again, you're always looking at the chart. You look. Even though you want to get you out, your mind out of the chart, you still come back to look. So you can see, this was the next high, and market got there. But definitely me, I just go for 1 is to 2.5. So it actually played out, but I was in partial profit. So this trade, I didn't take it full TP because, but definitely do will be my next profit target, which is the next high. That was the next high here. And you can see it played out. US 500, I didn't take it, but I also actually also anticipated for it. Well, first of all, let me show you the reason I want to take this trade. You can see it's structural level. You can see it's the uptrend, clear, neat. It's an uptrend. And then we have this trend line, this counter trend line. We can see this sweep of liquidity, guys. Sweep of liquidity is a very real thing, guys. It's a very real thing. Sweep of liquidity. You can see this area. How do you spot them? They are below where you think people are going to keep their stop loss. That is that place you know that people keep their stop loss. That is that place it is. All right. So now you can see this very neat up, down, up. Oh no, let me start from here. Let me start from here. You can see this very nice up, down, up, down, up. You can see this is an uptrend. And then you have this sudden push to the downside. Now, what I mean by sudden, maybe you do not see a real structure. You cannot really see a higher low, higher low, taking it down. You just see a very good push to the downside. Yeah, you're going to see a little bit of push, but not very significant pullbacks. So, okay, let me ask you guys something. Can you really see in this zone here? Can you really see a trend going on here now? Like this pullback now, you cannot really see a trend. Yeah, if you go to the lower time frame, you're going to see it have given higher highs and higher lows. But on the 4 hour, which I am mostly on, and the 1 hour, you can see it's just a good push to the downside. What this market came to do is just take out liquidity, and then you can see push to the upside. That's what it came to do. Simple. And this is what I've been looking out for the longest time. The same thing happened on the US 500. You can see this high, high, high. Then you see this push to the downside, takes out liquidity, and then heads to the upside. I can see it here on the 1 hour too. You can see market pushing up, come down, push up, come down, push up, then comes down, takes out all this liquidity because a lot of liquidity is here, and then rally to the upside. You can see that rallies to the upside. Now that is the two trade. That is the trade I took US 2000, and then another trade I took was GPP JPY. Same thing. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. You can see market really in an uptrend. Then we see this push to the downside. Comes here, takes out all the liquidity. You cannot really see a significant higher highs and higher lows in that pullback. It's just, yes, definitely, because market is not going to just drop down like that. You're going to see those push down, but see, not insignificant. Now I use the word insignificant, and then all of a sudden, boom, this market now is going to reach here. It just came to take liquidity. I was in on this trade, but I got out of the trade, and then same thing, USD CHF. You can see this downtrend movement. You can see downtrend movement, and then you can come see sweep of liquidity. Guys, if liquidity is not your trading, well, I don't know say anything. But liquidity is a very real thing. I've known it for years, but I was not implementing it. And I told you, I've said it in my previous videos, how one of the things that made me start seeing profit was I started implementing liquidity in my trading. So you can see sweeps it. Every market I call, all market I call them, all played out. And this was another one I took, GBP USD. So guys, what I'm actually seeing on the dollar is going to continue to be weak because now the US economy is really, I don't know, I don't know, they are heading down. Not they're heading down, but it's not going really fine. So a lot of investors are putting out the money. That's one of the things that making go really right to the upside. Bitcoin is running to the upside. A lot of all these assets and commodities are running to the upside. And the US oil, you can see the US oil is really tanking very well. The price of the US oil is really tanking. I took a trade on US oil to ETP, made our $11. That was last week. So same thing I called on these two. But you can see this push to the upside. Sometimes I see this on the daily, sometimes I see this on the 4 hour. But I like to see it on the high time frame. On the high time frame is much more stronger. So you can see market is really pushing up, but this one is on the daily, you're gonna see it clearly. You can see market really pushing up. Then we can just see a good sweep to the downside. All right, good sweep to the downside. You cannot really, two things are involved. One, you cannot really see a good structure level, or two, you can really just see a one break of structure, which does not confirm for a change of trend. We need to see two higher highs and higher lows in the downtrend, and in uptrend in the uptrend, and then in the downtrend to see two lower lows and lower highs in the downtrend before we can confirm the trend and trend. But when we see only one, it's not confirming the trend. I used to make that mistake before earlier when as a newbie trader. So we can see this one was very clear on the daily. You can see market is really heading up. You can see it pushing up, and then we have this sudden push to the downside, clears all this liquidity, and it's going to head to the upside. That's what's going to happen. You had to increase radius first. So I was sitting on this trade too. I took a lot of trade, but I kept closing. I'll close sometimes because of not really, it was not playing out the way I wanted, or I got stopped out, then I'll re-enter again. All those kind of things were just happening. But right now, currently, I'm in a trade on Euro USD, and I hope that I believe for it to push to the upside. So you can see this uptrend. Then we can see that market broke structure here, but we cannot really see we need to see two consecutive breaks of structure for it to confirm that it's a downtrend. So we can only see one break of structure here. Only one break of structure is going on here. All right, so which does not confirm for a change of trend. So therefore, we know that this is a sweep of liquidity. Our market is above this support area, and you can see this chart pattern. So all these things are confluences that our market is going to head to this zone, and this is the next liquidity area. This is the first liquidity area here. This is the first liquidity area, and the second one is this place. So this first TP and second TP is here. If it breaks above there, then we are heading out there. So right now I'm on Euro USD. I'm still seeing that the dollar is going to be weak. As you can see, the US shut down and everything. The government are no more. The NFP news didn't come out. Why? Uh, the US government is in shutdown mode now. Why shutdown? What that means is that governments are not going to be working. I know the governments are the ones that make the policies. They drive also the economy. Because of the policies drive the economy. Yes, not they drive the economy. Their policies and their things, their rules drive the economy. Their interest rates, all those things are government implemented. All those things. So yeah, that was it, guys. And what I'm seeing is that the yen is going to now be a little bit weaker. We're going to see a little weakness in the yen, and we're going to see weakness in the dollar. So what we're going to mean that means the USD JPY is going to be very, very, very hectic to trade. But we're going to be seeing the yen press really rally to upside for a while. For a while, I said, and then the US dollar, we're going to see the US dollar be weak for for a long time. I think the US dollar is going to be for a long time. So Euro USD is going to rally to upside, GBP USD rally to the upside, USD CHF to downside, USD CAD to the downside. But CAD is kind of quite very weak, so that's why I can really say for the CAD, because the CAD you can see USD CAD is still really riding to the upside very very well. You cannot really see any attempt for it to push down. Yeah, that's it. So yes, guys, thank you very much for staying on this point. That's my outlook for the week. So outlooks are going to continue looking out to buy Euro USD and GBP USD, like to see for more dollar weakness. That means the ones that the dollar is the good currency to ride to the upside, and the one that the dollar is the best currency to ride to the downside. So thank you much, guys, for staying on this point, and see you next week. Peace out.